Welcome back to the Talking Mug. Today's episode is called The Neighborhood Vault. And some of you are wondering, what is the Neighborhood Vault? Well, we have the perfect guest here today that's going to help us understand what the Neighborhood Vault is. He has many titles, but around town, he's just Mitch. So, welcome, Mitch, to the Talking Mug.
Thank you.
Can you give us a little overview who Mitch is and what your titles are?
Sure. I'm born and raised here in Grove City, Pennsylvania. I would say established 1973. It's possible
There you go.
here my whole life, but currently I'm a vice president, business development officer for NexTier Bank. I sit on the Treasury management
Okay.
team and sit on the team of 11, prevent fraud and offer deposit solutions. I work with a network of the branches and business lenders and commercial lenders. So it's
Wow.
the best of everything because I get to work with everybody.
Wow.
It's very interesting, and I love it.
Great. Yeah. So, Mitch, growing up, have you always been a numbers guy or was there something else you thought you'd like to do?
Well, to be honest, I studied communications with an emphasis in public relations at Silk Rock University,
Okay.
but I took a lot of business courses, so I was able to kind of expand in those areas. And out of college, I was in retail management for about 10 years, and then I was recruited to the bank. Started my
Okay.
banking career with National City, went through the buyout to PNC, and then was recruited by Mars, went through the buyout to NexTier Bank. So I've been
Wow.
through a couple of different buyouts, and
Yeah.
luckily they still keep me. So
Well, that's good. You must know what you're doing. Plus, he has a really nice smile, doesn't he? So, Mitch, you said you were vice president and had those titles,
Mhm.
but you also live just steps away from your family right here in the borough.
Yes.
How does living where you work change the way you look at like a loan application or maybe a new business venture?
Well, obviously, living here your whole life, you do kind of have that family friend angle and you get to know about the businesses. So that's where you could go back to your underwriting team or you could go back to loan partners and say, hey, listen,
Sure.
this might look this way, but it might be because of this. Let's review it again. So it gives you more of a 360-degree view of
That's
what you're
nice.
dealing with. So, beauty of a hometown. And working for a community bank too. They really support community initiatives,
Hmm.
sponsorships, and really supporting that local business owner.
Yeah, that's nice. You just have that more personal touch with it all. I looked up, NexTier has been around since 1878, is what I looked up. In the age of digital banking, how do you keep that personal touch alive in the Grove City branch?
Well, because we are still kind of I want to see my banker kind of an area.
Yeah.
Even with electronic channels, you still see foot traffic in the branches. It's not like it used to be 20, 30 years ago before online banking,
Right.
positive pay, ACH, et cetera. But you still have folks that come into the bank, and we love those visits.
Sure.
Everybody from the deposit runner to the business owner, we really enjoy it.
Yeah.
And, you have your customers that do their personal banking that still want that touch and feel of a banker.
Oh, absolutely.
But I think we've done really well there. When I was working in banking in 2020, many times they wanted you to go to digital channels.
Mhm.
That eliminated a lot of foot traffic around
Right.
the office, but we still maintain those relationships.
Yeah, that personal touch for sure. So you're on the board of the United Way,
Correct.
the Chamber of Commerce, and Grow Grove City.
Couple more in there too.
Okay.
I am
Please tell me.
vice president treasurer of Slippery Rock Business Association. I'm also
Wow.
on Woodland Cemetery Association board, and I serve on multiple committees as
Oh
well.
my.
So sometimes people ask me, "Hey, when do you sleep?" And
Right.
I always say, when you live and work in a community you love, you just want to give back.
That's great. Oh, so how does your volunteer work come into play at your role at the bank?
Well, that's a great question, Terry. The bank very much embraces that because they want you rooted in the communities you serve. And it has always turned to some form of business, whether it's
Sure.
directly related to that board or, there's always somebody that has a home equity discussion or a
Yeah.
personal loan, automobile,
Yeah.
turn to business because you become that trusted advisor.
Right. Well, is there times that you are out and about and you're like, I just want to have my moment here without being asked banking questions, or does it not bother you?
It doesn't bother me. I always tell folks I answer the phone day or night if there's grocery store discussion,
There
insurance, whatnot. I'm ready for it because I feel like when you work and live in your hometown, you sign
Mhm.
up for it.
Right, absolutely. What is the biggest hidden gem or success story you've seen in the Grow City business scene lately? Has there been anything that you see of a business striving more?
Well, there's going to be, and there's been some information in the paper about it, but there's going to be a really nice partnership between Grove City College and Grove City Revitalization Inc.
Oh,
Okay,
nice.
so to get things going downtown and maybe see some things
Oh,
change and all very exciting, just kind of in the implementation phases right now.
sure.
But I think that will be very
Oh,
successful.
that will be nice.
And I think just the nice different business mix that we offer in downtown Grove City.
Sure.
You've got banks, you've got salons, eateries, coffee shops,
Great.
and it makes you feel good when people come to town for events such as the
Hmm.
Wine Walk or the Oktoberfest, the Christmas events that people really like this downtown.
Sure.
Being very friendly.
Yeah, and those different events that you mentioned are slowly they've been around for a while, but I think they've been getting more publicity and maybe growing a little bit more, getting more traffic.
And that's a good point, Terry, because social media has really changed involvement and how people are engaging in community activity.
Oh, absolutely. So, if you could give one piece of financial advice to a young entrepreneur starting out in Mercer County, what would be in that vault of wisdom?
Hmm. I would say always stay true to your community and make sure you get yourself involved in partnerships. And I can't encourage enough for the younger generation to start becoming more involved because ultimately, folks like
Hmm.
myself, we're going to retire and we're going to roll off boards, and we still need folks to be engaged in the community. And I would say never be afraid to ask for help or if you need advice, whether it be financial advice, something within the school, whatnot, because we are really a caring community.
Absolutely, we are. So, Mitch, NexTier has a very clear policy on how they contact customers. What are the big red flags that tell a listener, wait, this isn't actually Justin calling from the bank?
Right. Well, one thing to be cautious of is so if somebody starts right out of the starting gates, either with a sense of urgency or they're asking for very sensitive information right off the bat, that's a big red flag. The
Hmm.
bank would not do that to you. And obviously, we tell folks you want to take that message seriously, but do not divulge any information over the phone. I would just let that person know I'm going to contact my bank and end the conversation.
Right. So you had brought up the urgency. Why do they do that? What is
They prey on people's emotions, and unfortunately, they target a lot of the elder
hmm
population because they, "Oh my gosh, my grandchild is in jail." The bail scheme is huge,
right.
romance scams, things like that, and when they create that sense of urgency, they prey on those emotions, like I said earlier, and you just wanna make sure be calm, take a minute to think about it. Have you really
Right.
engaged with this person before? Do you have an issue with your bank account? Just think about those proactive steps.
Oh, sure. So if someone realizes they've shared a pin or maybe clicked on a link that they're not 100% sure was legit, what is the very first thing they should do to secure the neighborhood vault?
I would shut the computer down immediately, and then you may
Okay.
want to contact someone from an IT company just to help you through that because many times it will lock up your computer or seize it. Do not give any information out over the phone if you would get a phone call, because many times if
Mm,
you were going into like a Microsoft link or whatnot, you may get a phone call. Do not answer the phone call. Do not give any information.
yeah.
And I would let your bank know right away too, just to make sure your information is secure and always
Hmm.
contact your banker on a dedicated line.
Okay.
A
Okay.
line
That's
that you know that
key.
they have always called you on, whether it's a cell phone, a desk phone.
Okay.
So
I
that's
guess I never thought of that too, because they could give you like a number to call that is not a legit number either. So
exactly.
that's key. I didn't realize that. I actually had a friend of mine that kind of did that through her computer and she was busy at work and they sent her this. And so she was like, okay, and hit it. Next thing I know, she's like, her whole computer was just like taken over. It
Yes.
was like scary.
They can get in, take over, and that's where
Yeah.
the malicious intent, and it's just going to be very, very ugly. and
Yeah.
it can be compromised, and it's not something
Uh,
to be involved in. Matter of fact, I had just a situation last week where I got an email from a customer that looked like an invoice that had a blue hyperlink on it.
mm,
Well, first of all, it was very out of character for this customer to email me something like that. So obviously, I didn't do anything. Called the customer on their cell phones, both he and his wife.
uh,
And they said, no, unfortunately, they work for a subcontractor and that email account.
oh,
So,
wow.
but obviously, I work in this industry every day. You know the cues and clues to look for, but a lot of folks don't.
Right. Yeah, absolutely. And again, that comes in that personal side of stuff. So you probably knew that person too and was like, okay, like you said, it was out of character for them to do. So that's what's kind of nice about the local community side of it all. So we kind of went over to scammers always are in a rush. Is there someone at the bank, if they would call the bank, is somebody there that they should actually ask for or anyone that answers?
Start with your most familiar point of contact, and we can get you in touch with electronic banking, treasury management,
Okay.
whatnot to help in that process.
Okay.
But always call your most trusted, dedicated person first.
Yeah.
They're going to alert many departments and
Good.
in the bank.
So, if you could share one piece of advice to our listeners about financial safety, what would it be?
Just secure your information. Do not give your information to everybody. Make sure it's a trusted source. And especially if you do a lot of online shopping, use a dedicated credit card.
Mm.
And even though you're protected under Regulation E on a debit card, it could take you 90 days to get those funds back.
Oh, wow.
So your liquid funds then are held hostage. Whereas on a credit card, if it's unauthorized, you call the credit card company and it's immediate chargeback. It's just sort of your, you never want to be on a computer with anything that's tied to your everyday funds that's paying your bills, your savings accounts, anything like that. Just not a good idea.
Right.
And I would recommend too, if you feel compelled to shop online and do different things, make sure it's a trusted site. No
Mhm.
shoesforless.com or bigbuys.com.
Yeah. Yeah.
Stay with Pennies, Amazon. I mean,
Yeah.
those can even be hacked as well, but your incidences are far less.
Well, when you say that, there's been many times, like through Facebook, that a lot of these ads will come up and they look really good. How do you determine what is good and what's not good? Is there a way? Or
What I would do is probably jump off Facebook and Google that company to see what the
okay.
reviews are. You know, many times people will be brutally honest. My card was hacked twice with this company. So
Mm,
you just want to make sure, or I never received the merchandise.
yeah, reviews.
Exactly.
So, well, speaking of, my husband actually, I don't even know what it was, and I don't want to say TikTok shop if it's not, but it was something like that. And he was buying me, we go camping. And so he was going to buy me this chair that, you swing on pretty cool.
Right.
Well, he got it. It came in a little package like this big, and it was probably the size of like a small child's footstool. That's all it was. And of course, he had no way of contacting anybody or getting that information back. So I've always wondered about that. Like, how do you get on there and order something and not know what you're ordering? It's kind of scary.
The picture can look one way and then you receive something. That's where, not that he purchased that with a credit card or a debit card.
I couldn't even tell you, to be honest.
Or that's where he could call his
Okay.
either merchandise quality or item that was ordered was not received, or
Okay.
the credit card company would probably walk him through the process with that.
Okay. Well, is there anything else on the fraud side of stuff that maybe we didn't touch on that somebody should know about? Like,
I would say the biggest thing we still see are either the romance scams, the lottery scams, just foreign hyperlinks being sent to you that you don't recognize.
okay.
And just be very cautious of the telephone. I tell folks, if you are not expecting that call, do not divulge information. What we're seeing a lot now too, you probably received it on your phone, turnpike toll
I
violations
just got it.
and whatnot. And you know yourself, if you've even been on the turnpike
Right.
the
Yeah,
last 2 or
exactly.
3 months as to why you would
Well,
get
it's
that.
funny that you mentioned that because I was on the turnpike in February and they say it takes about 60 days to get your toll by plate or whatever it's called. And so when I got that, right away I did look, I'm like, oh, I finally got it. And then I'm thinking to myself, why would they text it to me? Then I started looking a little bit closer and I'm like, oh, wait, this isn't where I was. But again, you have to be mindful of that kind of stuff. Really sit, focus, and look at what you're getting. And 9 times out of 10, they're not going to text you.
Right.
So,
Right. Just to be cautious of too. I mean, we have moved to an electronic world, but if people check, of course, people are still writing checks, but just something to think about there. That check can be handled up to 10 to 15 times before it's processed.
oh,
So your
okay.
maker number is exposed. So you need to really think about the volume of checks that you're writing to and just be
Okay.
vigilant. And because things can happen in the mail system as well.
Right. So, and you kind of touched on this too. You said credit card versus debit card.
Mhm.
So, why is it easier to get your money back from a credit card than a debit card?
It's just
It's
because the regulations on credit cards and what they
okay.
have to be able to offer customers protects you that way. And then again,
Okay.
you have those protections under Regulation E with the debit card, but you go through like a provisional credit process, and it can take a little while to get that.
Okay.
And there again, I just don't think you want to use anything that's tied to your everyday funds. That's paying for your
True.
groceries, your gas, your bills.
Does NexTier provide debit cards and stuff like
We
that as
sure do.
well?
We sure
So,
do. We have a suite of product solutions there to help you, and everything can be accessed through our online banking. Credit cards, we do partner with a third party vendor, but you would still be able to have access to the card. It just wouldn't, you wouldn't see it on your next tier
okay.
banking, but you would still have it.
Sure. So, what kind of what do I want to say? Things do you have at NexTier Bank? You have loans. You have
We have an assortment of deposit products, electronic banking solutions such as ACH and Positive Pay. ACH and Positive Pay are great deterrents for uh, fraud because you have to go in and decision those items.
okay.
You can either upload a file or you can just do it manually. And that has saved people a lot of heartburn. They can control that.
Mhm.
But we do construction mortgages. We have different types of lending. We have 1 minute loans that
Oh,
honor life savings that get. So just a really great suite of solutions to be able to help our customers. And there again,
nice.
you're still getting that community banking.
Yeah. And is there anyone in the bank that you need to ask for, or is anybody in there can handle that kind of?
No, there's the thing, and most of the time with it, if it's a lending question, we do have lending partners,
Okay.
and they can direct them to through a referral process.
Okay.
But any one of the friendly bankers, we've got Kayla, Justin, and Joel, and then
Hmm.
I sit in that office, but I do travel.
Okay. So you travel. How busy are you in that traveling side of it?
Well, I have the Katanning territory, and I have Grove City, Slip Rock, Shakora, Parker, and DuBois.
Oh
As
my.
a matter of fact, I was just out with DuBois yesterday, but I love it because every day is different. Get to see different scenarios, help with different situations.
Sure.
And, you find in this area, we have a very friendly customer base.
Hmm.
They're very welcoming, much like Grove City is. Come in, talk to us, and
Right.
um, you're never afraid to ask questions.
So I always like to ask this question. If you could sit down with anyone living or deceased, who would it be and what would you ask them?
That's a tough one.
I
'Cause there's
know.
historical figures, there's celebrities.
I stump people on this question all the time.
I don't know if I
It's
can
a good
answer that
one.
because there's so many that I think are.
Yeah.
So I'd have to think about that.
Wow.
But
I just stumped Mitch McFeely. I'm telling you.
uh, honestly, I think it would be someone within medicine because modern medicine it's very interesting to me and how they save lives every day. So
Interesting.
I think I would want to talk to someone at St. Jude's.
Oh, I
Yeah,
like that.
big facility, Cleveland Clinic, Mayo Clinic. There's just the things that they would see coming through their doors. And, how do you deal with ill children or somebody that might be a stage 4 cancer?
Right.
But anything in the medical arena has always fascinated me. So
Wow.
that's a roundabout, but
No, you amaze me, Mitch. I didn't expect that. So as a banker, volunteer, and a neighbor, if you had to describe the heart of Grove City in 3 words, what would that be?
embrace your community
I like that.
because I feel we have so much to offer for a small town. And I think we're lucky because we tend to be the nucleus of a lot of the outliers.
Mhm.
So you see folks from all over coming in. I mean, we have the major arteries of 79 and 8. great college here on the hill. So, yeah, embrace the community.
I like that. Well, you've mentioned the college. Do you get a lot of college students in doing banking in your
We do
office?
get some,
Okay.
and it's always nice to have that man in as well as their parents and the
Yes.
staff of the college. And we try to be as involved with college activities as possible, but they're a
Sure.
community and
That's
obviously they keep
wonderful.
their campus and facilities beautiful.
Well, I have to thank the Grove City Chamber of Commerce because they have allowed us to use this conference room doing this. So I want to give a shout out to them. So thank you for doing that. Is there anything else that you think our listeners would like to know or hear about that we may have just kind of skimmed over or anything?
I would just say, related to banking, don't ever be afraid to ask questions because
Right.
there's no such thing as a stupid question because banking is ever evolving.
Hmm.
It's just not check cashing anymore. There's so many different things that we can offer
Right.
solutions for your business, for your personal life, your
Okay.
family.
Yeah.
Don't ever be afraid to ask. And
Hmm.
matter of fact, if we can help prevent something, especially with all the fraud,
Hmm.
please do not hesitate to call.
Okay. And what are your banking? What is the hours that you work?
Monday through Thursday, the branch is open 9 to 4:30,
Okay.
Fridays 9 to 5, and Saturdays 9 to 12.
Okay. So 6 days a week.
Yes.
Yeah. So that's great. Well, I'm coming towards the end of it. And I always like to end with what I call mug shots. So it's like a rapid round where I'll ask you questions and try to answer as short as you can.
Mhm.
Not everybody can. So I know I can't. Sometimes I even step in and start going off. So are you ready for
Sure.
this? Okay. So the best place for morning coffee, or do you even drink coffee?
You know what? I drink coffee at home, but you know what? Beans on Broad and Collage Coffee are both fantastic
Okay, and they're right here on Broad Street, correct?
because I've
Yes.
been there for meetings and whatnot, and their coffee and food are
Yeah.
delicious.
Okay. Well, that's funny that you ask about for that. My one question is the best spot for like a business lunch or something.
I'm blessed to be a member of Grove City Country Club, so that's a
Okay.
nice place to take customers or prospects because it's quiet, it's private. If I were going to be local here, I love Blackout Burger,
I do too.
fun environment,
Yeah.
and Iron Bridge Rachel's.
Yeah. Springfield. What is it? Springfield Group or something like that, I think they're called. Home DIY projects or round of golf.
You know what? I tend to spend more time at home in the summer because, matter of fact, at the country club, I'm just a dining social member because
Okay.
I don't have a lot of time to golf, but can still engage in activities out there.
Okay.
But no, if I can play in the dirt or wash the car,
Absolutely. I'm with you on that one, Mitch. If you could have a superpower, what would it be?
I've always been enamored by psychic ability or
Oh,
mediums, just because how they,
you're not reading my mind right now, are you?
yeah, but how they've been able to solve crimes or mysteries.
Oh, yeah,
And but sometimes I think that's a double-edged sword because it could be scary
for sure.
because you could see the future or bad.
I've always been one where I've wanted to fly.
Okay.
I would love to fly over, everybody and look down on.
Human drone.
Yeah, there you go. I like that. So a walk through Memorial Park or hike on the bike trail.
I tend to go more the bike trail
Okay.
just because it is paved surfaces, and I know they've smoothed a lot of the surfaces at the park.
Yeah.
I enjoy the bike trail.
A quiet night in or a night on the town.
You know what? As I get older, I like more of a mix. It used to be
Yeah.
your 20s, 30s, 40s, just run, run, run. And in the 50s, I'm still busy, but I do appreciate those nights at home.
Yeah, I'm with you on that. The older I get, I'm with you, Mitch. If I'm going to start, I want to start early.
I'm an early bird.
I'm in bed by 8. Right. So waking up early or sleeping in.
Waking up early,
Yeah.
5 a.m. every morning,
Okay.
and I like a little bit of coffee and news,
Okay.
and then I'm probably in bed by 10.
If you could travel the world for free, where would you go first?
Well, there's so much in Europe to see,
Okay.
Italy, Ireland, England that I have not seen.
Okay.
I think that would be first on the docket.
For sure. I've always wanted to go to Ireland. I don't know what it is, but that is the place for me. So I
So,
would say,
so
yeah,
yeah,
you've never been either. Maybe we should go together sometime.
we could take the podcast on the road.
There you go. I like it. What does the word, and I had friendship originally, but I changed it too, and we could do friendship,
Okay.
but what does the word community mean to you? Which we kind of did it, but
Well, I think it just means always having those partnerships and
mhm.
people you can turn to, whether it's a neighbor, a colleague, somebody within the community that you always feel is a trusted source of either advisement, information, or just somebody to talk to.
Yeah, absolutely. What motivates you each day?
I think because, and it all rolls back to I love what I do, I
Mhm.
love the community I serve, and I've just always been a glass half full kind of person.
Okay.
And I think a lot of times if your mental state is always upbeat, it's gonna it's gonna make your day.
Right, absolutely. Oh, well, that's all I had for my mugshot round. The man of the hour, he walked in today and I said, "There's the man of the hour." And he truly is. And he's I say he's just Mitch, but he's so much more than that. He's a great friend, a wonderful neighbor, and just a wonderful guy in general.
If you kind, Terry,
Yeah.
this woman throws the best Halloween parties out.
Oh, I do. I will say, but
We've been friends quite a while.
yeah.
Appreciate it.
And I appreciate you, Mitch. And I thank you for taking time out of your busy day and week to sit down here with us and kind of going over what the neighborhood vote is all about. So if you have any questions, reach out to Mitch or his staff out at NexTier Bank here in Grove City, and they'll be able to help you and any of your needs that you need. So again, keep those mugs full and the conversations warm. Until next time.